Okay, welcome back everybody. This is the Zodiac News Network. My name is Dr. Lawrence D'Antonio, and I'm here with my producer, Jethro.
Thank you very much.
Exciting,
It
correct?
is.
We've got
Exciting
some
news.
breaking news. You've seen the work, Jethro?
Yes,
What do you
I
think?
have. Absolutely astounding.
I agree. My hair was standing up, and we're going to get right to the pictures. We did not have time to set up the studio. We're just going to use pictures, no green screen, nothing, and get going. This is breaking news.
Right.
The title of this show is Arthur Leigh Allen Identified. Okay, well, what's he been identified for? Let's talk about it. Arizona's Valentine Sally. This was a girl that was murdered 40 years ago, right outside of a cafe, a truck stop cafe within a mile. She had entered into that cafe for dinner with an unknown man. She was 17, he was close to 50, at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Correct.
40 years ago. She was suffering from a toothache. She was hitchhiking, had been picked up by a boy from NAU and talked to him. He said she had had a partial root canal. They drilled and drained, but they didn't cap her tooth. Correct?
Right.
He dropped her off at Little America in Flagstaff. She walked into this, I think it was called the Monte Carlo truck stop, owned by Patty Wilkins and her family. And Patty Wilkins was pulling the graveyard shift that night, 3 a.m., I believe.
Correct.
When she walked in with an unidentified man. Patty immediately suspected she was a runaway. They had had runaways before, young girl, older man, didn't quite, fit with her. Plus she was suffering from a terrible toothache, okay? Remember that?
Yep.
There was only 4 other people in the restaurant, and Patty waited on them, served them, and spent nearly an hour with this couple. She had such a bad toothache that Patty and the gentleman she was with, they put a piece of aspirin in the hole of her root canal. Okay,
Right.
So this is tremendous interaction. According to Patty, she got really good looks at both of them, more of the girl than the man, but saw him clearly right there at the table. Other than he wore a blue velvet, I think she said blue, a big velvet cowboy hat with a peacock feather on it that covered his entire forehead and top of his head. She couldn't tell you if he had hair or not.
Right.
Okay, but she got a good look. She also made some composite drawings with the police artists, which we're going to show you here, because they left. This girl, Valentine Sally's body was found a few days later, very, very close to the Monte Carlo cafe. All right, real
Right.
close. I've been there. It's shocking how close it is. The police have ruled this a homicide, and they believe that this man is the perpetrator who killed her. Correct?
Correct.
All right. Patty's police drawings and the later composite of Valentine Sally were so good that it's remarkable. Why? Because approximately 2 months ago, they identified Valentine Sally through familial genealogy. She is Carolyn Eaton, which we're showing you a picture here now.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Pretty girl, right?
Pretty girl.
Very pretty. And the composite is amazing,
Looks
isn't
just
it?
like her.
Right. And what was the first thing that went through your mind when you saw Patty Wilkins' drawing of the man with the cowboy hat and the peacock feather?
That was Arthur Leigh Allen.
I saw that and we couldn't believe
Yeah.
it. I mean, we've been doing this show for years. I've been trying to tell everybody that there's cartoon faces. We found his dirty little secret. What's his
Right.
dirty little secret?
The cartoon faces that he puts on.
He's
his
tattooing his
tattoo.
victims. We've been trying to
Right.
tell people. How many victims have we now found with the cartoon faces, do you estimate?
100.
Over 100.
Yeah.
And we are not kidding. And you're going to see today some of the tattoos that are on Carolyn Eaton's teeth. We're going to release those today. Approximately 11 months ago, we found the cartoon faces on Carolyn Eaton's.
Right.
I notified the Coconino County Sheriff's Department about 11 months ago. The gentleman I spoke to, I don't remember his name, but he gave me his email, which was Jones at something. And when I asked him his first name, he said Chuck. So I'm assuming the man I spoke to was Chuck Jones. He indicated to me he was going to get back to me. Never heard from him again. Pretty
Wow,
typical, right? Typical. And then she was identified 2 months ago. And I've been trying to find Patty Wilkins for how long now?
6 months.
10 months.
Oh,
10 months. I
yeah.
finally tracked her down. Ironically, I got a phone call about 4 or 5 days before I went up to northern Arizona from Detective, I think his name was Troy Short, who had never heard of me from Chuck Jones. Nice communication, huh? Okay. We're going to get right to Patty Wilkins' identification. I got to tell you, people, this made my hair stand up. It was very dramatic. This is 40 minutes after she identified him. I wanted to film her when she saw him, but I was more concerned she was going to have a heart attack. It was very dramatic. A lot of terror in her eyes, a lot of tears in her eyes, hit her hard. My name is Dr. Lawrence P. D'Antonio, and today is May, what is today's date, do you know?
The 19th.
19th, 2021, and I am at the home of Patricia Wilkins. Patricia was very concerned about her welfare and her well-being. That man is now the police, she was found dead several days later, and that man is now the prime suspect. The police believe he is the perpetrator. And Patricia not only got a good look at the girl, Carolyn Eaton, she got a good look at the man that she was with. She served them dinner, and they were there for approximately an hour. Also, Carolyn had a terrible toothache, and they gave her aspirin. They put aspirin on the bad tooth. So she interacted significantly with Carolyn and this man. She was concerned about not only her physical health, but her well-being with this man. But they seemed to interact very well together, and she was eventually felt that this was probably a relative. And but still, even after they left, was very hopeful that everything was going to be okay for this girl. Unfortunately, she was murdered. Patty, did I ever say the name Arthur Leigh Allen, or the word Zodiac in any way?
No.
Did I tell you I did not want you to do any research and look this person up, that I wanted to come up and show you personally, and I didn't want you to know who it was? Is that correct?
Right, that's
Okay.
right.
So there was no hint whatsoever who the gentleman was. It was completely blind. I came up today. I wanted to show my work. I was also concerned that I might be poisoning the well by showing my work, but I had to do it one way or the other, either show the photos at first or afterwards. I decided to show them afterwards, but unfortunately, right off the bat, it showed was a photo of Arthur Leigh Allen. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I want to talk, Patty, about the moment you saw the photo of Arthur Leigh Allen. Did that photo strike you at all after 40 years?
Yes, it did.
What happened? What did you know when you saw his face?
I knew it was him.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Did I try to click out of that photo about as fast as I could?
Yes, you did.
So right off the bat, you knew after 40 years.
Yes.
And you got a good look at this guy 40 years
Yes.
ago.
Oh, yes, I did.
And I showed you a series of photos of Arthur Leigh Allen. And can you tell me, in your opinion, who those photos are?
It was the man that was with that little girl that night.
Nope.
And I get him every day.
Every day. Patty,
Every
that
day.
was 40 years ago. How can you be
It's,
so sure?
Well, you have to be traumatized, and then your memory never goes away.
So though the man you saw, Arthur Leigh Allen, you're absolutely 100% sure is the man that
I'm
was
110% sure.
that was with Carolyn Eaton. You were probably the last person on earth to see her alive, other than the man she was with.
Yes.
And now here, 40 years later, there's no question in your mind that's
Not
who that is.
Not one ounce of doubt.
Now, when we looked at the photos, there were some photos where he was a little pudgy and fat, and others
Yes.
where he was thinner.
Yes.
Were you still able to say that's him?
The thinner one.
The thinner one was
Yes,
clearly him.
was absolute.
The thinner one, as I told you, was within about 5 years of the date of her murder.
Yes.
The others were maybe 15 to 20 years off.
Yeah.
Okay. You realize what this means. You are a eyewitness to a capital murder case.
Yes.
You have no fear in coming forward and saying this. You have no second thoughts, no nothing.
No.
Okay. Well, it's going to be.
I really owe Carolyn something.
Something. I understand. I hope you sleep tonight. I hope that you understand I was so worried
I will haunt
how
you.
this would... And you realize that it's closure after 40 years.
Yes.
When I tell people you are positive, I should have no problem doing that. Would you agree?
No.
You still work 40 hours a week.
I do.
You operate a motor vehicle.
Absolutely.
You are absolutely of sound mind. There's no question to your memories.
No, there isn't.
And would you say that this event, the disappearance of Carolyn and then later finding her, was probably one of the most significant trauma events in your life?
Yes.
It has haunted you, hasn't it?
Yes.
When did you feel that face was the answer to the haunting?
That was it.
It answered all your questions
Yes.
as to who that man was.
That was absolutely the last face she saw.
I thank you, and I'm sorry I put you through this, but the world needs to know this, okay?
Well, let's tell the world.
Okay, we will. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. That's like the first
Pretty
person.
heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that identified Arthur Leigh Allen as
Jeff,
the killer.
my hair was standing up.
I know.
I was so scared that she was going to say, that's not the guy,
I know.
or it looks like him, but to sit there and so adamantly, I thought she was going to have a heart attack and die
I
on the
know.
spot. Can you imagine? This links Arthur Leigh Allen as a murderer.
I know.
Okay? Amazing. Well, as I promised, we're going to the tattoos on her teeth. Now, I want everybody to remember these photos are older, from the 80s, low resolution. Do not enlarge
Yeah.
your viewer. Keep it small.
Yeah,
remember?
don't enlarge them.
Don't enlarge them. Use a magnifying glass or use your smartphone. You know that.
Use your smartphone and zoom in with your smartphone.
Right, to enlarge them. If you blow them up, there's too much air between the pixels and you're going to lose your imagery.
Right.
So this first photo is a photo that I got off the internet. I love it when the authorities say to me, well, how do you know that's the actual teeth? Well, you know what? They're covered in cartoon faces. So if they're not Carolyn's teeth, then we have another female, another victim out there who the Zodiac killed and tattooed their teeth. Okay.
Right. He planted the
Right. But I have her clothes, I have her handkerchief, and I have her body. So they'd have to tell me that all the photos I have are not of Carolyn. Ridiculous, right? Now, aren't these teeth nice and white?
Yep.
They're white, okay?
Yeah.
And that's what led me to do hyperspectral imaging on her teeth.
Right.
And here's my first photo of what I found. What do you see?
Oh my God.
Yep.
Cartoon faces.
Yep, right there, right off the bat. I'm going to move to this photo. I like this one a lot. It shows the abscess off to the right. The tooth is to the left, and where the tooth really comes down to the gum line, it's kind of like a V. And what do you see right there?
Cartoon faces.
Two eyes staring
Yep.
right
Two
back
eyes,
at
yep.
you. Isn't that incredible?
Oh my God.
Now this one caught me off guard because I didn't see the face when I photographed it, and the photograph brought it out.
Right.
I was looking at these two faces down low, but what's up high in that brown silver amalgam, that stain up there? Do you see two eyes with white sclera looking right at you?
Yep.
Amazing. This is what we find on Zodiac victims. He tattoos their bodies, their teeth, their jewelry, their wristwatches, and people don't believe this.
I know.
And now we have an eyewitness.
Yep.